audio. Hi. We got some people in there. We've got Aaron and Steve.
Oh,
cool. All right. I just want to make sure this is recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. Jason Kazmarek. Hi, Jason. All right. So, hi, Steve.
Hello.
Hi. All right. So, I guess we're gonna get started. Oh, and
we have
Joe.
a couple minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Emily. I'm the promotions coordinator for downtown West Allis. And to my right is Dianne. She is the executive director. And because of COVID and the people aren't quite ready to meet in person yet, we decided to do our town hall in 4 parts, I guess you want to call it, virtually through Zoom, and just doing the different parts of our 4-point approach, which is part of the Main Street program. So last week we did an overview of the organization and our Friends of program. And today we're talking about our promotions committee and what that's all about.
Okay.
Anything to add before we jump in?
No, I think, like I said last week, this is an annual thing that we are required to do to let our members know what did we do last year and what are we planning on doing this year. And again, normally this is done in February, but there's some people that, again, like Emily said, we didn't know what we were doing. So this is a weird year.
Yep.
So that's basically what we're going to talk a little bit about. Promotions is how we handled the 2020 year and what we're looking for 2021, doing events and just kind of getting our avenue and businesses back up and running on things. So yep, that's basically all I wanted to say.
And normally, I mean, we only have a couple of you guys on, so if you do have a question, just jump in and ask. I normally would have said do it through the chat box, but we don't have to follow that. We should be okay.
Yeah. We're flexible.
Yeah, we got this.
Right.
So I'm going to share
Emily's
my
got a PowerPoint.
screen.
Yep.
So we're going to share. Slideshow. Okay.
So the first screen I'm hoping you're all seeing is just that it says downtown West Allis. Okay, now it's got 3 guys on guitar. So what is the promotions committee? First of all, it's a group of volunteers that meet normally once a month to discuss different things that can be done along our boundaries, which again are Greenfield Avenue from 70th to 76th Street. It is chaired by a board member, Don Falk. He owns B&K Bar Supplies. So we have probably about 8 people sitting on that committee currently, made up of business owners.
We have some citizens.
We have some, and we have some people from outside organizations that, and then Andrea from the fair grounds, Wisconsin State Fair, sits on that one as well. So try to get input from different places that are different people really, and what are they doing? What can we do? So on and so forth. So I guess I'm proud to say that we host the downtown business improvement district hosts 2 main events, and one happens in probably, I guess that would be late spring, early summer. It's the West Allis a la carte.
We call it the biggest kickoff to summer.
Right. And then the second one would be our classic car show. So a la carte has been going on, I believe, about 12 years. This would have been our 13th year.
Mm-hmm.
And the car show this will be our 30th year. So as you can see, these have been in the downtown for quite a few years and have grown. Back when I started in 2006, the car show had maybe 200, 225 cars, and now we're over 500. So it just shows that the group can and make the area more appealing, and events down here do attract people. Let's see. Okay. So basically, when people say, "Why do you do events?" It's not really a money maker. I can't say
Some of them are.
Yeah,
we get into that in the next slide.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry about that. But it is to bring awareness to the downtown that this is an area that is hopping, and people take pride in the area. So basically, that's why we do events.
And kind of going off of that into the next slide, all of our events do fall either, is it an image campaign or is it a moneymaker? And they all kind of do both, but some are very obviously more one than the other.
Right. So where we got those image campaign and moneymakers goes back to when we talked about last week about being a Main Street community. And every month I have to report to Main Street on what we did the previous month. And if we do an event, they want to know, is it an image campaign or a moneymaker? But I would think that our biggest events are probably an image campaign. Mm-hmm. It's showing that the downtown area is a great place to shop, and it's a great walkable area. So come on down after an event and get to know the businesses. So
also a little bit too, like last week we talked about bid dues, that's how we're funded. No bid dues go towards events. Events are totally funded through sponsorships, vendor fees, and in the case of our food crawls, ticket sales. So no special assessment tax money goes to events. That is all grassroots committee and staff raising the money to do these events.
Right. So when, and I'm just going to touch on this sore subject right now, is why didn't we do a la carte? I mean, we heard yesterday that as of today, I guess you don't have to wear masks outside, inside, if you're vaccinated. The reason that the board decided not to do the event at this time is basically what Emily just said. Sponsorship, vendor fees, and basically volunteers. Our events is really the backbone of our events is the volunteers that show up. We don't pay anybody. So it has, again, I go back to that passion that they love the event, they love the downtown, so they volunteer their time. And in this event, we, like a la carte, we would start planning at end of December, looking for sponsorships, looking for vendors. So not knowing to try to throw something together in, 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever was kind of unrealistic. So that's why that was dropped. But happy days are here. We are moving forward with the car show. So that is the first Sunday in October. Again, we will need sponsors. We will need volunteers. We will need car show participants, and we will need vendors. So these events do take up a lot of pre-planning time and basically,
gusto, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah, muscle, yeah. So everything from closing the street at 5:00 in the morning to picking up trash, to helping vendors unload, to parking cars or whatever, then all the way till 5:00 when we're opening the street and picking up trash and shutting things down. So that is all volunteer driven. So that in itself was a key deciding point on not doing a la carte.
So now I guess we will get into what events we run, because there's a lot of confusion throughout the city. And I guess it's a good problem that the city has a lot going on, a lot of events, but it's just there's a lot of confusion of who runs what.
Not that we don't work with them.
Yeah, not that we don't work with them, not that we don't have combined events with other people, which we will get into when we talk about Winter Week. But there are some that are certainly us and some that are not us. So obviously the one Dianne started with is the West Allis a la carte. It is the biggest block party in West Allis. It is also the biggest non-fair park event in the city. It's always held the first Sunday in June. And in a normal year, approximately 10 to 12,000 attendees. So that's another reason why we couldn't do a la carte this year. If you look at that picture on the left, how crowded it is. For this event, bid members, friends of the downtown members, and city departments each get one free vendor spot within the event footprint, which is crazy because I also used to work for Festivals of Cedarburg, and one time we had someone I worked with there that did drone videos came and did a drone video of a la carte, and he came up to me and he's like, "You have the garbage guys out here. You've got sanitation." He's like, "You got the police out here. Like, that's so cool." He's like, "They never do that for our stuff." So it's very obvious that we get a lot of support.
And we're proud of that.
And we're proud of that. That's like one of the big things we talk about all the time. We're like, well, we have the cool garbage trucks outside.
Right.
And our event, recycling, and we have the
forestry.
Yeah, we have the water department handing out coloring books, and we have so and one of the big things we do strive for with the a la carte, the main goal of it, I guess, is that it is an event for everyone. We have a kids area that is totally run by Epicos Church. We have Animal Avenue, we have a subcommittee for that, which is all animal rescues and veterinarians and doggy daycares. We have various music stages that have different kinds of music. So whether you like bluegrass country or you like covers or rock, we got all that going on.
So. In a non-COVID year, we also did that where we also had the high school orchestra.
Yep, they're always at City Hall.
Yep. So and then it's a variety of, and everybody's involved.
Yeah, and then also kind of back on the volunteers. So not a lot of people realize this. A la carte has over 200 90-minute volunteer slots that need to be filled in order for this event to run as smoothly as it has in the past. That doesn't mean necessarily 200 volunteers. I mean, ideally that would be it. But some people take multiple shifts. There are some people that are here all day. There are some people that just do one shift, but it needs a lot of volunteers. So if you are ever willing to come help us out, especially with setup and takedown, because I understand a lot of you guys have a booth there and are working the booth, and that's fine. But setup and takedown is really where we need people. So the next would be the Classic Car Show. We are excited that will be coming up the first Sunday in October. It's kind of been deemed the last show of the season, so that's why we get a lot of cars. It's the last show before the guys put their cars in storage for the winter. It gets approximately 5,000 to 7,000 attendees, and it is our longest running event in the downtown, going for 30 years. Something that's been told to us from other car guys is they like this one because it's very community oriented. They're not just seeing the same people over and over. They get to talk to new people about their cars. We get residents and tourists that actually come to the show, not just these guys. As far as vendor spots go for the car show, it's very limited. It's limited to 73rd Street, and then we do put food vendors on the ends of the side streets. So sponsors definitely get a spot, but then if even bid members, if they want the spot, they do have to pay $50 to come out. So then, as Diane mentioned before, we also do some smaller events. We call these our warm and fuzzies. These are all, especially Halloween Hunt is definitely an image campaign because we do not charge anything for that. We don't charge to participate. We don't charge businesses to participate. It's basically just trick-or-treating in the downtown the last Saturday in October. We usually get about 800 kids and their families, and everybody's dressed up. It's a lot of fun. It's always from 10 to noon.
Adults are dressed, animals are
the dogs are dressed. So then the next is our food crawls, and that's something we actually started in 2020 because we wanted people to know that our businesses are still open. They're still here even during COVID. And it was an event that we could manage the number of people. We could enforce
not as many volunteers.
Those events only take about 10 volunteers to run. We could enforce social distancing. We could enforce wearing your masks. We could limit the number of our attendees. However, people love them, so we are bringing them back this year, starting with our fair food crawl, which will be on August 4th. we have been tweaking them. We added a VIP hour that helps separate the crowds out even more. And pretty much what these crawls are is we put a theme on it, and our restaurants down here and some outside ones come in and serve samples of food based on the theme. So obviously with Fair Food Crawl coming up, I know I just had it written down too. Like I know Camino is gonna do pierogi with like beer mustard. Aggies is gonna do a cream puff. Um, Steakhouse 100 last year they did like sausage and corn on the cob. So that's kind of what we are aiming for with these. And then we also do one in the fall, usually towards the end of fall. It's our fall crawl, and that's all, like apple, maple, pumpkin. And then the last food crawl is actually part of West Allis Winter Week in a normal year, and that's our soup crawl, which has been very popular. But West Allis Winter Week, so kind of nice segue there, is always, we started this event in 2020 also, pre-COVID. It's the third week in January. And the downtown oversees it, but we have different community organizations that all take part in it. So they each take a day. So we worked with the library last year, and it was all hygge themed, which is the Scandinavian word for like comfort, togetherness, warmth. So the library had like Anna and Elsa there. We did the soup crawl. Liberty Heights teamed up with Kegels and Public Table to do a ice skating night. Fairview Neighborhood Association had a winter bingo night. So that is something we look forward to doing again next year. So now there's also events that are in the downtown but are not organized by the downtown, so that we get calls about a lot of, how do I get involved in this? So the big one is the parades. Most of the parades all go through the downtown, Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Christmas. However, we do not run them. Dianne does sit on the Christmas parade committee. I sit on the events committee for the city, so we are a little bit involved, but again, we don't run them. Then there's also Art on the Plaza. That is run by the city of West Allis, but it's up at City Hall. That's usually in September. It's a big art festival. And then there's Art on the Avenue, which is run by Cream City Clay. They usually do that twice a year. I know they've got it coming up Friday, May 21st and Saturday, May 22nd, where it's kind of like a gallery night, and they do a raku firing demonstration. It's very cool, but we do not run those events. We do support them, though. We share them on our social media and let everybody know about them. So then another side of promotions is the community outreach. So these are events we attend on behalf of the downtown. So we don't run them. It's more we're a vendor at them promoting the area. So the big one is usually the Shepherd Express Dine and Dine, which is normally in April. They will be doing it in November this year, I think, which is up at the fairgrounds. We also have a table at the West Allis Fire Department open house, which is usually in June. We're always at National Night Out, helping out Deanna in July. We do team up with Travel Wisconsin for a day at the Wisconsin State Fair, which we are looking forward to this year. And we usually do that the last Thursday of the fair in August. And then we used to do the Friends of the Hank Aaron Trail 5K run. And that was always in August too, I want to say, May or August. And but we don't know if they've been doing that lately. We didn't hear from them in 2019. And so hopefully they bring that back, because that was always a good event too. So we get a lot of calls and a lot of emails about people wanting to host an event in the downtown, or they have this great idea for an event in the downtown. So we support events and we run events. To support an event, this would be somebody else organizing the event and running it. We would just promote it through our social media, our newsletters. We will tell our residents and business owners, hey, the street's going to be closed from this time to this time, or the parking lot's going to be closed if needed. And then we also, our staff and committee members will volunteer a shift or two if needed. So that would be like the parades. We don't run the parades, but we tell everybody, hey, the street's going to be closed starting at 4:30 for the Christmas parade. And then we also and we promote that it's happening, but we don't organize it. Then there's Downtown West Dallas run events. This would be if somebody brought an idea to the promotions committee, and we meet the second Tuesday of the month at 11:30. We used to meet at a different restaurant each month. Lately, we've just been meeting up at our office, but hopefully we can go back to that soon. If the committee is in favor of an event, then the decision goes to the board of directors for a vote of if we should move forward with it. And then if it's approved, a subcommittee is formed to organize the event and move forward with it. So a good example of that would be back when we did Wooden Wings. Andy Hetzer from the forestry department came to us with kind of just a vague idea of, hey, we've got all these ash trees, can we do an event, something with them? And we met with them, we brought it to committee was like, yeah, let's move forward. Between committee and the board, we opted to do this Wooden Wings event with the artists and the chicken wings, and then the board agreed to do it, and then we moved forward with it. So that is all we really have for promotions. Next Friday's topic is going to be design. That is the beautification of the downtown, so the brick planters, the street banners, signage assistance, which we offer, all kinds of good stuff. So does anybody have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say great job.
Well, thank you.
You're very enthusiastic, so it makes it a great presentation. I've been through prior bid presentations that just about put you to sleep. So
I hear you.
it's great to see your enthusiasm for the city.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're excited to bring the enthusiasm. So
Yeah, this is Tony. I
Tony.
echo that. Really neat to see what you guys do. I grew up in a village called Greendale.
Oh yeah, we know Greendale.
So when I think of my childhood and my fond memories, a lot of it centers around things like Village Days or the 4th of July parade.
Mm-hmm.
And, I come to West Allis and I think, my God, this is such a bigger city than Greendale, but you've replicated some of like what I grew up with.
Well, thank you.
The downtown events that you guys plan. So you're making a lot of memories, and I appreciate the work that you do there.
Well, thank you so much. And we do also want to give a shout out to the city. You guys are huge in helping put these events on, everything from DPW to IT to planning, zoning to print shop. I mean, again, like I've worked in other communities and the city does not back their events as much as you guys do. So that's a huge godsend. So thank you guys.
Can I ask a question for something that's probably going to be talked about next Friday, just as a preview?
Sure.
So a few years ago, I was involved in a few meetings where you guys were talking about having a gateway sign.
Yes.
Do you know if is that still kind of on the books to maybe get done someday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there was someone that was going to give us some money to put towards that. Don't know if that's still a thing, but yeah, we would love to have that down here.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to what they have like in Greendale. We were talking about that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Greendale has one. Oh yeah, because you guys wanted the arch.
The arch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know that's working with the public transit with the trucks and
Right.
stuff
Right.
too. So.
Yeah. But there was also, remember, for people that don't know, I showed you a system where we could put up a banner across it without having to use or just use one bucket truck or something. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So that could be another, if we can't do an arch, doing that. So, yep, it's still on the back burner.
Yeah. Cool.
Dianne and Emily, hey, miss you guys. I haven't been to a design meeting in a little while.
Okay.
So
Hi, Steve.
Hi,
Aaron's
Steve.
been coming on my behalf. So just wanted to say hi, good presentation.
Thank you.
And hope to be back in the bid office just to check in once in a while. So yeah,
Cool.
Thank you.
you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
You too.
Yep.
Keep up the good work.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
I think that's it.
Okay.
So, all right. So we will see you
All right.
guys next week.
Thank
If
you
you
for coming.
feel like tuning in to learn about design, we'll be on at 10 o'clock again, right here on Zoom. So thank
Cool.
you very much and have a good weekend.